So I am currently in my greenhouse redoing all of my plants before winter hits. It's going to start getting really cold here in Wisconsin very soon. So it is October, and I dug up all of my tomato plants were over there. They were pretty much dead. I got all of any of the green tomatoes off, and I am reusing the soil. And this is one that sometimes what happens is something doesn't grow. I'll try to pick out the seeds that I know were in there. But if it's been months and it's like either has died or hasn't grown, I will reuse the soil for something else. So somehow, some way, I planted a bunch in this big old. This is one of the 15 gallon mesh growing bags, and I did not remember planting anything like peanuts in here. I found this seeds, and I don't know why I bought these. These are peanut seeds, I believe. They're not marked on the bag I have sitting up there. I've had seeds for a while that I've ordered online and forget what they are if they're not marked. These won't fit. These are too big to fit in my seed container. So, Google's telling me these are peanut seeds. I believe it. It looks like a peanut. This one looks like a peanut. So I'm finding them in this bin, and the cool thing is I don't remember planting them in a big one. Obviously I did, or maybe what happened was when I dumped the bin I had them in into this one. And sometimes what I do with these big ones after I'm done growing certain things, what I'll do, like this one actually had shampoo ginger in it. I just grew a bunch in here. If I have a bunch of one plant that are just starting, like I bought the shampoo ginger little ginger roots with like this. They came in a cluster of these. So I just had this was full, by the way. I had this full of dirt and just planted a bunch of them to see which ones would grow, because this one I need to put into a pot. They don't, a lot of times you get seeds and they don't all grow. So why would I plant 15 different buckets? So then what I do is I repot them into their own actual pots once they're growing. And today just was my very, very light day at work. It was supposed to be my day off, but pretty much I worked for like an hour. So I came home and this is what I've been doing. Because we leave in a week for 2 weeks, and so I won't have any more time before it gets cold. I wanted some fresh air in here. Really, it was starting to get musty, and I haven't had my vent up there on for a day or two, so I really needed to open it up anyways. Turned my heater off. It says it's 65 in here right now. So I'm out here trying to get this done before we leave. So what I did was I took all of my ginger and I put 2 to 3 per pot. And again, once they start getting real big, I may repot some of them again. I try not to do it too many times. We don't want to disturb the plants too much or kill their root system, but it was time. This guy is doing obviously really well. And so it was time to get him into his own pot. And so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a big tote, not with a lid. I'm going to leave the lid off, and I'm going to put it in the corner and just put all my extra soil in there. So like all of my tomato plants are done for the season. We had, I don't remember, 6, 7, 5, something like that. 5 to 7 of them, somewhere in there. And I replanted two new some tomato seeds from my plant into those buckets, but now I have multiple buckets with good soil. I'm not going to waste that soil. So what I do is I just mix it all back together, and I know sometimes you're not supposed to do that, but I'm going to do it because I'm not going to waste it, and I'm not going to, anyways. So digging in here, getting my ginger, shampoo ginger, must actually really complement peanuts, because I just put them into this bucket. I'm not sure what I'm going to do yet. I don't know if I'm going to leave them in here. I just found a bunch of these, and Google's telling me these are the peanuts, which they look just like it. That's a really good root. I don't know. I don't want to put these in my peanut bucket because I don't know for sure that these are peanuts. Google's telling me they are. They kind of look like the peanut seeds that I had. So I'm planting them in their own bucket, and I'm just gonna, there's a bunch of them in here, and these are not the actual part that's gonna come. Oh, I need to dig that down more. These are not the actual part that's gonna come up if it is a peanut plant. That part will actually be actually, I have peanuts growing over here. Finally. This is what it's going to look like when it comes up. You're going to have the green part up here. And then the peanuts are going to grow down underneath. These are just some peanut shells, because they actually pop out of their shells. You want to break their shells open a little bit. I got my watering system. I'm still figuring that out. But so we're replanting everything. So there's a lot of new stuff just starting out, like my arugula I just planted tonight, sweet pea, all my lemon, all of my little guys over here just got all planted, so fresh seeds, and then a couple tomatoes over here, and so yeah, if you're doing planting, be careful when you reuse soil, because you might do what I just did, and that can be harmful to other plants. Certain plants should not be planted when another plant has been in that soil. So certain, tomatoes are very acidic. So that's why you have to be careful. Like if you're reusing the soil, I mix it all together and I let it sit for a while, and then I mix it, kind of compost it, turn it. And then that mixes it all together, and then I make sure that way I know nothing's growing in there. And it gives it time to kind of air out and kind of break down anything. And then I can reuse it. So that's what I'm going to put in a big tub, leave the lid off, and I'm going to keep mixing it. I have an actual compost outside. I have a video on that separately. But yeah, so if you are someone like me who reuses because this stuff is expensive. I bought my soil because my compost, obviously, compost takes a long time, a year to 2 years, to really get a good compost broken down to use. So I had to get all the soil purchased from the store, and this is a lot of money that I'm not gonna just waste. So yeah, if you're doing that, and you really want to make sure you stir this, because it will get fungus growing in there. I've had a couple where the mushrooms will pop up, and so that just means I'm not aerating it enough. I'm gonna have to figure out a good way to aerate it and turn it over when it's in a big bucket, because there's quite a bit that I'm not using right now, but I will in the future plant more. I just need to figure out this mess. I'm still learning the this is my watering system. I have it set up there, and once I figure it out, I'll do a video on how it works. This is the Vivor oh, sorry, not Vivor, VivoSun, and I can't figure it out. I thought I figured it out, but it's not, the time's not, it's not shutting off. It'll turn on time, but it's not shutting off when it says it's supposed to shut off. I followed all the directions. I don't know. So I'm figuring that out, and then I'll do a video on that. But yeah, this is just kind of a, in case you didn't know, like I did know, but for some reason my peanuts, maybe because I did used to have them in a different bucket and they weren't growing. So what I did was I thought I got them all out, but maybe I missed the bucket, thought I did it, and didn't even do it, because that's a lot. There was a good I don't even know, 6 to 8 ones that I pulled out of here that were all, they're in this bucket now. If any of them actually sprout up, then I'll transplant them into their own bucket. But yeah, I don't know if those are peanuts. I don't know if anybody can help me with that. Google Lens says they are. First thing that pops up is peanuts. And when I Google Lens the nuts, this is the nut that I am in question about, because I don't know why I would buy peanuts when I buy the ones growing over in that tote are actually the ones that you give to wildlife. They're like 100% peanuts that are never roasted, never salted, never coated in anything, no flavoring or anything. They're just 100%. They are safe for humans to consume. People ask me that all the time. But these are my nuts in question. They look like peanuts to me, but I can't find where I would have bought them. Usually I get my seeds from like Amazon or online somewhere. And I've had these for a while and I don't know. See, there's like the inside. I don't know. But when I Amazon searched, these came up as peanuts as well. They're definitely some kind of a nut. I wasn't thinking peanut though, because I don't know why I would buy these and the ones from the store, because I don't know. But I vaguely remember looking into peanut seeds. So anywho, if you can help me figure this out, it'd be great. If anybody knows that that plant in there, in here, is actually a peanut or not. But I guess time will tell if they continue to grow. I'm looking at the ones on the floor over there. There's a couple I pulled out, but they had white, like mildewy stuff on them. So that we don't want to plant, because that is gonna rot the other plants. It can spread in the soil. So, but I pulled those out of here, which is a different container than I pulled these ones out of. So that's why I'm questioning life right now. Like what happened in my greenhouse here. And don't tell me that I'm not supposed to mix soil and reuse soil for whatever, because I'm going to do it anyways. I don't care what y'all say. So anyways, I'll do an updated video once these grow and I figure out what they are, if they grow. Otherwise, it is what it is. We'll never know. And I'll do an updated video once I get my watering system figured out on how to do that. We've got it all hooked up. It works, and you can turn it on and turn it off manually. But my point was, when we are gone, for my house sitter to be able to just fill the buckets and it be on a timer. And then I'll do a video on an updated tour of the greenhouse once I get it all finished. So now it is time for me to go and finish. Apparently I have a ginger to plant. I don't know where he got lost in the bin over here. I just found him. So he's got to find a home, because he's green and he's gonna sprout a very pretty ginger shampoo plant for me. And these are growing really great. I don't remember where I bought these from, but they're wonderful. They're very easy to grow, honestly. They're a tropical plant, but they are easy to grow, because I've got those growing finally. There's another one down in there, and then there's 3 in there. One of them's not really growing, so I'm gonna put him in here. But that is all. I'm just questioning what the heck happened in my planters, and maybe somebody can comment and shed some light on what those are for sure. But I'm pretty positive we're growing peanuts, and if they are, I would be super stoked, because peanuts are not easy to grow. So, and I did grow a peanut plant, but the peanut rotted. I think it was overwatered. So they're hard to grow, at least for me and what I've read. So that is it. And I did move my thing up there too. I kept hitting my head on that. So if you get one of those, don't put it where you're walking because they hang low. Anyways, but yeah, so a little update, a little question, a little bit of everything. Oh, excuse me, on this Saturday. So if you have a greenhouse, what are you growing, and are you doing it year round? Or do you just grow in your greenhouse when it's cold? I do it year round in here. Well, I will be doing it year round in here because moving them outside killed some of my plants. So that is it. Happy Saturday, everybody. And look forward to hopefully sharing an update on what these wild, crazy things are growing in my greenhouse.